You know, I'd be very surprised if you didn't have a brushes with death story. I think a lot of people do. My first one happened in 1974. I was using Bay Area Rapid Transit. Now, the operating system for BART started from 72 to 74 is when it initially started. Then it branched out after that. Well, this took place in 74. I was 15, so it was very new to me. And I was on the platform headed in the wrong direction. I wanted to go to San Francisco. So instead of walking down the platform stairs, crossing over to the other platform, I decided to save time. What did I do? I'm 15. I walked across the rails, like the railroad tracks. But I didn't know that these rails were electrified, and I walked over them. Had my foot hit one, I'd be fried. I remember the people on the other side of the platform staring at me like, what's this kid doing? Doesn't he know? So that brushes with death is just stupidity. Second one happened a few months ago. I was going to Vegas with fellow comedian Kristen McHugh. She lives in Venice, California. And we drove to Vegas, and maybe 10 minutes into the drive, I'm in the blind spot of an 18-wheeler. So this semi-truck did one of those things where you turn on your blinker as you're changing lanes, but he didn't see me. I had a split second to see in the next lane if there was a car, and there was, but it was far enough away that I gunned the motor, cut in front of that car, and avoided the truck that was going to crash us. Here's what it looked like. Had that car been parallel with me in the other lane, that truck would have crushed us. Christy would have been like that because she was in the passenger seat. So thank God that didn't happen. And the third one happened recently, last week. I was working a cruise ship, 2 different ones for 4 weeks. That is a long time to be at sea, especially for a guy that suffers from insomnia like I do. So I was constantly tired, and I went to, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Mexico. My friends thought I was a drug mule. But the last day, I hadn't got much sleep, and I had a 2-hour drive to the Guatemalan airport, an hour flight to San Salvador. From San Salvador, 6.5 to 7 hours to San Francisco. I get home, I take off my shoes and socks, and my calves had swollen up. Now, another comedian, John Campanera, very funny guy, warned people on Facebook about this. But I'm a guy that normally walks around on the plane, but I was in the window seat, so I didn't want to bother the people next to me. So I never got up except once. And I had to go to the emergency, and they said, luckily it happened in both calves. If it happened in one calf, it would have been a blood clot. And you know what happens there. So walk around on a plane, don't drink alcohol, which I didn't, and drink water, hydrate, compression socks. That's my advice to you. Now, as far as insomnia goes, I don't know what to tell you because I've had it my whole life. I used to do TM. I recently put that back in my life. I don't know why I stopped. That's really good. I tried medical marijuana, and that worked, but you can't bring that on a plane or a ship. So I hadn't had it for a month, and when I got home, I took a pop pill, the last one I had, and it hit me too strongly. So that paranoia and anxiety also caused me to go to ER. It's not fun being 61. You know what happened? You can turn it off now if you want, but I was getting checked into the ER. And the girl says, we have a 61-year-old male. And I'm like, wow, that is difficult to hear. She goes, tell me about it. I'm turning 24 next month. More to that story, but you have to see me perform for that one because it's the long one. But this is Brushes with Death, episode of Soft Focus. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time.